everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, check this out. Let's talk about Five Nights at Freddy's once again, because Five Nights at Freddy's is just another example of giving your fan base exactly what they want. Don't pay any attention to the stupid critics. The critics don't know everything. Make content, especially when you're taking one of these large franchises that already has a built-in fan base and you want to make a movie out of that large franchise. Give the fans what they expect. We saw that with Mario. We saw that with One Piece. We even saw that with Barbie. Just give that audience what they're asking for and you'll make tons and tons of money. And here we go. Five Nights at Freddy, super game with $131 million global bow, biggest horror start of 2023 international box office report. So yeah, Five Nights at Freddy is making money. They're doing great. They're absolutely raking in the dough all over the world. Again, we talked about it on the previous video. I'll link above, but it's a Peacock day and date release. So this thing released on streaming on Peacock on the same day that it released in theaters. Didn't matter. People went and checked it out anyway. Again, you have a built-in audience that is dying to go to the theaters. They want to make it a big event and check this thing out. They want to support it. They want to watch it. They want to see it with all of their friends sitting in the theaters having a great time. So Five Nights at Freddy, the makers of this film, understood that. And they said, well, yeah, let's just go ahead and give the fans what they want. Why are we trying to take over somebody else's franchise and do all kind of nonsense with it? Why would we do that? Why would you do something like that? Just give the fans what it is that they want. What's so hard about that? Again, Hollywood, try to understand. This is what the fans have been saying this whole time. If you make what we ask you to make and give us what we want, you're going to take over our franchise. You think, oh, we got this great big built-in audience. They'll come flock to it no matter what. So let's just go ahead and stuff it with identity politics. That's what we're going to do because we want to get our message across. No, that's not the way this thing works. You got to actually do what the fans have been asking you to do, and then we reward you. Not the other way around. We're not going to reward you until you give us what we want. So yeah, it's awesome to see that, again, another example. This is what we need. We need more examples of this floating through Hollywood so they can say, I guess if we just give people what they're asking for, we'll make all the money. Yes, dummies.
Listen to the fans.
You won't have all of the box office flops that you've had all year long, and the fans will love you. Yeah, again, you can see on the Rotten Tomatoes score, look what the audience is saying about this. Don't pay any attention to these guys over here on the left. Okay, the tomato meter and the critics, pay no attention to these idiots. Oh, it's 26%. Oh, it must suck. Nobody's coming to watch this. Wrong. Everybody's coming to watch this because 88% audience score says so. The fans are absolutely loving it. Let's check it out. It was a wonderful movie, 8.5 out of 10, recommended. I really enjoyed the movie, felt a whip of nostalgia. Great to finally see this on big screen. Again, folks was waiting for this to come out on the big screen. And all you had to do is just deliver, and they did. My granddaughter loved it. Yeah, I heard a lot of the people talking about this, is that this was stuff that moms and dads took their kids to see because their kids wanted to see it. So it was mostly kids and their friends in there. And then mom and dad, or maybe grandma in this case, they went and watched it with the kids, and everybody had a great time. And it wasn't too scary. It's like kind of a creepy film, not overly scary. So they knew exactly who their audience was. Their audience were young kids, teenagers, and they wanted to come and see this film and they wanted to, just enjoy themselves. And they gave them the perfect movie for that. Hollywood, all you got to do is just follow the bouncing ball.
Listen to the fans.
It's so simple. It was really enjoyable as a Five Nights at Freddy fan. It has some stuff that was but to be honest, really good. Yeah, again, it's not perfect. It's not a perfect film. But it's a very satisfying film for somebody, again, like myself. I wasn't a big fan of Five Nights at Freddy, the game itself. I didn't even know much about it. I didn't even know it had all of this deep lore to it. But then as I'm watching the film, I'm like, man, this is actually cool. This is actually a lot of fun. And, you could feel that the people that made this film had a lot of passion. They knew exactly what the franchise was, who they were making it for. They knew exactly the type of film that they wanted to make, and they made it, and everybody's rewarding them for it. Everybody loved it. Movie had tons of cameos, and my son loved it. Yeah, Sid. Parents were taking their kids to see this, and they had a good time with their kids. It was good. Would have been nice to extend it a little longer. It was a good movie. The quality, the sound, picture were beautiful. I mean, everything works for this, okay? As someone who's loved Five Nights at Freddy since I was a kid, loved the movie as a Five Nights at Freddy movie, and especially because they made it watchable for a wide audience, even people who had never heard of the games. Some people complain about canon accuracy and the lore not being furthered in this movie, but it was a cute Five Nights at Freddy movie and I really loved it, and especially enjoy how the parts of the lore were intertwined with the cute, albeit cheesy storyline. Pray to God they make another with Mark next this time. I don't know anything about who Mark is, all right? I don't know how the lore actually didn't work with whatever she's talking about. You know, I guess some people were complaining about the canon accuracy or whatever. Listen, you know, you're going to get all of that kind of stuff in the weeds with a lot of fans. Of course, you know, that's going to be with any film. But for the most part, you can see people are having a fun time. They're enjoying this film.
Listen to the fans.
I think it was great for people who know the FNAF lore and actually played the games to understand what was going on in the movie. You got to get people that know the lore. You got to get people that know the lore. You have to understand the franchise in order to make a movie within the franchise. You have to understand that. Contrast that statement and understanding the people who made this. Contrast that with this. Marvel is hesitant to hire comics fans as MCU writers. You see the stupidity of that? And why? Being a huge comics fan is actually a red flag when hiring MCU writers. Yeah, again, they don't want the guy that understands issue 15, as Nate Moore said. That's dumb. Get somebody that understands the franchise and understands what the fans of the franchise would want out of a film. That's who you're making this stuff for. You're making it for your built-in audience. And again, for some reason, Hollywood thinks they don't have to listen to the fans. I especially love this little tidbit of information I found on the Mary Sue. The creator of Five Nights at Freddy's has some scary politics. And what are those scary politics, you might ask? Yeah, you guessed it. Scott Cawthon, the creator, expressed his support for Donald Trump, saying he was the best man to fuel a strong economy and stand up to America's enemies abroad, of which there are many. Says maybe Cawthon got swept up in the more off-the-rails right-wing arguments in support of the former president, or maybe he just wasn't paying much attention. That's a pity, because many of his former fans are pissed. Yeah, well, enough of them ain't pissed that they went out there, they watched this film, they're having a great time enjoying the film. They don't care about his politics. And see, that's the whole thing. If you don't care about somebody's political leanings and you say, hey, can you tell a good story? Are we having a good time? You know, and they had this guy on board because look, yeah, you see his name right there, okay? He helped write the screenplay. It's story by him along with these two other guys, all right? The director also, Emma Tammy. Again, nobody cares about your identity politics when it comes to making good content. Can you make good content or not? Do you know what it is that we're trying to accomplish with this particular franchise? Yes or no? And Scott's heavily involved with this. So clearly this guy knew, oh, you know what? I just need to come out here and tell the story that my fans want. I can't be worried about political nonsense. There's nothing political in this film. Nothing whatsoever. Whatever this guy's political leanings are, nobody cares. It's not important. All that's important is, hey, are you doing Five Nights at Freddy? Are you telling the story that your very large built-in audience is asking for? Are you giving the people what they want? Are you listening?
Listen to the fans.
If that's what you're doing, you're going to be absolutely successful. And then guess what? You're going to get $131 million in the global box office. Now, we're going to see another movie coming out in a couple of weeks called The Marvels. I wonder how The Marvels is going to do, because they've done none of that. They're just shoving identity and this and that and race and gender and everything. They're shoving it right up in your face constantly over and over and over. How are they going to do in the box office? I guarantee you they ain't going to come close to what Five Nights at Freddy did. And that's a good thing. That's a very good thing, because when it comes to these big franchises that they're purchasing, that they're trying to make content off of, they want to make TV shows off it, they want to make movies off of it, you got to make money. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. You hear me say that all the time. Money talks. Bullshit runs the marathon. See, you wouldn't want to be it. That's how it goes. So these cats have to start to learn, listen, we got to start doing business when it comes to these. And that means, hey, leave all the politics to the side and just let the fans get what they want. Give the fans exactly what they're asking for, and you can't go wrong. Anyway, folks, you guys let me know what you think about this situation. I actually think that every example we get like this is nothing but good news for entertainment going forward. It's really going to start to open up Hollywood's eyes and make them understand, you know, if we purchase one of these big franchises, we can't screw around with it or we're going to lose all the fans. We got to give them exactly what they want. But you guys go ahead, jump down in the comments, give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.